Hello, this is Youngmak Group.
Hello, I'm Kim Jin-kyung, a manager at Renault Korea's Sejong dealership.
Last time, we talked with you, manager, about how women perceive the design differences of this vehicle, and what I was really curious about was how customers feel about it. We came to the Sejong showroom to ask about this, remember?
Yes, that's right.
The response was good. And last week, I finally got to ride this newly unveiled vehicle.
Yes.
I have one question. In that case, I'm really curious about the difference in ride quality and quietness between the Grand Koleos and the Plant. I'm curious how a woman would feel about it, yes.
I think everyone, including myself, has been waiting for this. I'll try both the Koleos and the Plant and share my honest opinions with you all.
I'll also try sitting in the first row. And I'll also try the second row, since ride comfort and quietness are really important for this car. All right, let's get going together now. All right, let's go. All right, today's test drive is...
Yes.
We'll compare the Grand Koleos and the Plant.
Yes.
We often talk about high speeds, but what's really important is the low to mid speeds, under 100 km/h or even under 80 km/h, which is where most people usually drive. I was about to talk about what differences there are in urban areas, and now there's a speed bump right in front of us. Oh, we just went over a speed bump, and even at lower speeds, the car definitely feels firm. You can definitely feel that.
That's right.
As expected, the Plant has a frequency selective damper, right? I'm curious if that really makes a difference. I'm also wondering about that.
Yes.
Is the difference so dramatic that everyone can feel it? Isn't that what really matters?
That's right. Even though the Koleos is an SUV, it received high marks for ride comfort and seating comfort, so I'm wondering if the new model will feel even better than that.
So, while we're standing here for a moment, how have customers responded to the new model and the Grand Koleos? Design. You can tell just by looking at the exterior, just by seeing the face. Yes, yes, yes. Disappointment. Or, maybe there's still some interest. What kind of reactions are you seeing?
So, female customers tend to prioritize design over technical aspects or driving performance because what stands out to them most intuitively is the design. That's why their reactions to the design and color were quite strong. Female customers really like the dynamic aspects of the front design.
Oh, they like it.
Yes, and there's also the emotional aspect. Our front logo is really pretty too. About those things, some people even say, "Oh my, this is my car," and express themselves like that. So many people really like the design aspects first of all.
But when you look at the face at first, oh, he looks like a really muscular and scary guy.
That's right, a shark.
A shark?
People mention sharks a lot.
But there will definitely be people who don't like that, and there will be people who are okay with it.
That's right.
First, speaking for myself, yes, I was surprised when I first saw it. It was so unconventional. I felt the same. I liked it after seeing it so many times, right?
이거 계속 보면 it looks pretty.
But female customers are seeing it for the first time, right?
Customers who saw it for the first time often gave very exaggerated reactions.
That's actually normal.
They would ask their husband, "Is this the right car? Is this really it?" They would even express it like that, but as they kept coming with their husband, taking test drives, coming back to see it again, after seeing it a few times, they'd think, "Oh, it's actually pretty nice."
They often say, I see. Yes, that's right. The more you see it, the better it looks. So does everything look better the more you see it? That's not always the case. Oh, that's true. For example, I thought the rear design of the Santa Fe would naturally grow on me after a year or two. Even now, I still don't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're now on the high-speed section. We're driving about 70 kilometers on the highway right now. The second row feels comfortable. The road noise coming up from the floor is acceptable at high speeds. Right now we're in a tunnel-like situation and the road surface is asphalt. It's a bit bumpy, isn't it? That's the feeling I get. Why am I telling you this? It's the same feeling you get in a regular car. And since it's a tall SUV, I allow for a bit of roll. Rolling is when the car moves side to side. But some people vaguely think, hey, rolling is a bad thing. That's absolutely not true. A certain amount of rolling is definitely necessary. It's not always good for a car to be too stiff.
Yes, yes.
If it sways too much, that's bad rolling. But a moderate amount of movement is fine. The X5 I'm driving also has some roll. So it's important to allow a moderate amount of roll without giving an unstable feeling. Currently, at 70 km/h, the Grand Koleos moves very well. I especially want to praise its handling, which I find better than the Filante after testing both.
Our manager, as for me, I'm currently the owner of the Koleos.
Owner.
To me, it has a bit of a weighty feel.
Koleos.
Stability? Like, it'll protect me? Is that the feeling?
There might also be a bit of a heavy feeling to it here, because it's solid.
Because it gives a sense of stability.
Since you've ridden the Filante before and will again soon, how did you feel initially? What did you think of its handling?
It felt light. I'm not really sure why I felt that way.
But it felt light. Oh, relatively speaking?
Yes. Since I'm used to the driving feel of the Koleos, the very first thing I intuitively felt as soon as I got in the Filante was that it felt light.
The steering wheel. So you felt it was light and smooth. That's a very normal feeling, I think. When people talk about one being heavier or smoother between the two cars, actually, if you've driven Hyundai or other popular cars, both of these feel a bit firm. Both cars do. Relatively speaking, between Koleos and Filante, Koleos offers more of a traditional, stable driving performance, while on the other hand, Filante seems to have a bit more smoothness added to it. With this added smoothness, it feels more premium. So, things like handling and ride comfort are actually quite different.
That difference in feeling is really clear.
They're different. The two vehicles are different. So try comparing them at the same time. The reason I came to the Sejong showroom is because there aren't many places where you can try out both vehicles at the same time. There must also be enough test drive vehicles. So make sure to call and talk to them before you come. If possible, say that you want to try out both vehicles. If you say that, our manager Kim Jin-gyong will help you. We just went over a very high curb. The Grand Koleos handles the entry quite well. And when it gets to the rear wheels, you get a little nervous.
Yes, right now we're driving through an alley, so the road surface is a bit bumpy.
Still, even at low speeds, Grand Koleos handles it well.
Yes.
For your information, Grand Koleos is equipped with standard dampers. The difference is whether it controls things in real time like a frequency responsive damper. So it's good for you to know this when you test drive. At low speeds, definitely under 30 kilometers an hour, Grand Koleos also feels completely comfortable.
Yes.
Oh, I like things like this.
I definitely think it's far superior to the ride quality of a typical SUV.
Far superior. Isn't that an exaggeration? Is it just because it's your car?
I don't think the cab fare will go up.
Are you saying that just because you drive the Grand Koleos?
Because I bought it with my own money,
You bought it with your own money, so you're attached to it. Still, the Grand Koleos is more unsettling when the rear slips than the front. And another difference is, sitting here, the Grand Koleos feels incredibly open.
That's right.
The difference is more than I expected. It's bigger. I measured earlier. There's a 1 or 2 finger width difference. It gets narrower toward the back. Right from the start, there's already a difference even at the second row window. So, the Filante is a vehicle that gets narrower from the front to the back. That's how you should think about it. So, is the Filante uncomfortable because it's coupe style? You need something to compare it to, right? Yes. Just like this car, the Grand Koleos and the Filante, the difference between a coupe style and a more traditional SUV design is just like the BMW X5 and X6. Ah, look at the X6, everyone. The Filante is really comfortable.
Not long ago, I attended a Filante training day, so I was able to compare them side by side. The instructor who taught us then sat there, and there wasn't even enough headroom to fit a hand. The Filante had enough space for a hand to fit and allowed comfortable back and forth movement.
That's right. The Filante offers ample headroom, just a bit less than the Grand Koleos, but it suits anyone up to about 185 centimeters tall. So don't just assume that it's going to be uncomfortable just because it's a coupe. Try test driving both cars at the same time without any preconceived notions. If possible, sit in the first and second rows. Right now we're driving at high speed, and in terms of cabin quietness from the front seats, I don't think there's a huge difference between the two vehicles.
Yes.
I haven't driven the Koleos in a while. It's very quiet. But in the second row of the Koleos, near the rear fender, a car just passed by. When that happens, you can feel a bit of noise coming in. I think there is a difference. I'll switch cars in a bit and check again. Let's just sum it up. Right now we're driving the Koleos, and the Koleos has good handling.
Yes.
And it feels a bit firm. That's what you said. So how is the ride quality in the first row? Good or bad?
It's good.
The ride quality is good? Yes. Try the second row later. Okay. Me too?
Driving the Koleos from the front seat, the visibility is really good.
That's the advantage of an SUV.
The visibility is so good that when you're driving, you can just sit back and just rest your hands on the steering wheel.
That's how it feels. Women can also drive it easily. The size of the car is pretty good too, isn't it?
Yes.
Right? Yes. Honestly, cars bigger than this are a bit much for me too.
I feel overwhelmed too.
All right, then this time I'll switch seats. All right, I've moved to the second row.
But when I sat in the second row, I thought it felt really open.
It can't be helped.
Yes.
That roof is ridiculously large.
Yes.
But a lot of people think this doesn't have a sunshade.
Oh, it does have a sunshade.
There is a sunshade. If you add about 150,000 won, there's a sunshade option. The price is better than I expected. It's better to have it in the hot summer. Then I'm curious about our plant.
Shall we get going?
Yes. Oh, I haven't started driving yet, but something already feels different.
Please tell me.
Oh, it feels a bit cozy. The seat does. We talked about that before, remember?
Yes.
We talked about how the seats feel a bit different, right?
Exactly.
There's a difference in the seats, right?
Yes, there is.
There is, right?
Yes, but many customers mention that a lot too.
Really?
So when you first get in the car, you sit down and adjust the seat positioning, right? That's when people mention it a lot.
What do they usually say?
It softly wraps around you like something fluffy.
That's kind of the feeling of plant.
Yes, I'll go over the speed bump.
Oh, this feels a bit different. It's different. It really is. I've already tried this frequency-sensitive damper during the race. I've driven it for a long-term test, and I'm trying it again today. So, is everything good? That's a lie.
Oh, of course.
Out of low speed, medium speed, and high speed, the one you can feel the most is low speed. Guys, there are so many speed bumps in the city, or if you really dislike driving over them. That bouncy feeling, plant is appealing in that case. Can you feel it in a straight line too?
Even from the driver's seat.
What difference do you feel in a straight line?
Oh, it definitely goes smoothly.
Smoothly?
Yes.
What this feels like is, if you look closely, even speed bumps are rounded like this. Some speed bumps feel like they're cut from something round, but in front of elementary schools, they're not only higher, but also have a sharp, step-like drop-off. Yes. There's that feeling, and there's also a difference in height. With these sharp-edged ones, going over speed bumps feels uncomfortable and burdensome. Plant goes over that a bit more smoothly.
Yes.
When I rode the Grand Koleos, whenever I encountered a speed bump like that, my body would tense up. The front wheel would hit it and I'd think, this is going to be a bit more uncomfortable, you know? If that was the feeling with the Grand Koleos with the plant, as the front wheel goes over, I think, oh, it goes over well. I think I know what this feels like.
Yes.
Oh, so there's a difference.
Right. Before you go over it, you kind of anticipate like, oh, I have to go over a speed bump here, so it might make a thumping sound or something. You expect that in advance. That's right.
That's right, it really does. Sir, does this not have ventilated seats in the second row?
Yes.
That's a bit disappointing. Yes, honestly, but still, this is a flagship model. Yes, in the end, it's made to compete with the Grandeur or even the Palisade.
Yes.
But if I were to mention just 3 things that I personally found a bit disappointing while driving it, yes. The first is the glass roof. Yes, it's nice to have this.
Yes.
If there's a version with it, shouldn't there also be a version without it? Since this isn't standard on the Techno trim, right? Wouldn't it have been better if they had provided the option to remove features in the Alpine or Iconic trims as well? And now, there are actually quite a few cars that offer ventilated seats even in the second row. Still, wouldn't it have been better if there were at least ventilated seats? And massage seats in the first row.
People talk about that a lot.
Do they? Others too? Yes, they're all pretty much the same. So if they had added some of those conveniences, yes, wouldn't there have been a definite difference? That's a bit disappointing. Nevertheless, it definitely feels luxurious when you get in.
So when I sat in the front seat, it felt like I was being embraced by something really soft and cushy. That's the kind of feeling I got.
In the first row, I think you'll really notice the difference in the seats. Maybe because the shape of this bucket seat is different, it feels like it supports your lower back more snugly. For Koleos owners, try sitting in the second row first. The way the damping is handled in the second row is different. Should I say it sounds a bit farther away? So even when you go over the same speed bump, what you feel as an impact isn't really a sound. It's like when you put a phone down and hit it with a rubber mallet, and then you put 1 or 2 sheets of paper under the phone and hit it with the mallet. The feeling is different. The impact sensation is different. Once this frequency-sensitive damper is installed, impact absorption and damping performance change significantly. So, when you're on the road, like on a highway with bumps, or in low-speed city areas with speed bumps, I think you'll definitely notice the difference between the 2 situations.
Especially the feeling of going over a speed bump.
Those parts have really improved a lot. We're entering the high-speed section with a car beside us. Earlier, when I was sitting in the second row, I heard that it can feel a bit uncomfortable when a car appears next to you, but at the current speed of about 70 km/h, I don't feel that way.
The acceleration is really nice, isn't it?
but it's different.
How does...
Honestly, it doesn't feel like just a 5 horsepower difference
Right.
in terms of the number, but it feels different a lot. It's different. That's what's important. It's not just a 5 horsepower difference, but the fact that we can actually feel the difference means that in reality, it feels like there's about a 20 horsepower difference.
Even I can feel it. That's how clear the difference is.
It's different when you start off too. And something that's commonly mentioned as a downside of hybrid vehicles is that once you go past mid-speed, usually around 110 km/h hybrids generally don't accelerate well. But this one still has some acceleration left.
That's right.
How should I put it? Normally, if the speed keeps going up smoothly below 100 km/h, once you go over 100 km/h, it usually feels like it's lacking a bit. But with this one, there's still some margin left.
That's right.
You can really feel it when you push.
I'm kind of the type who likes to drive fast.
Ah, so you're the type who guns it.
Earlier, I meant my driving style isn't really about gunning it. I'm busy. I never have enough time. So I developed a habit of driving fast because I have no choice. That's why I really like this powerful acceleration.
I feel it. The throttle response is different. It's a bit more sensitive, but because it's sensitive, you don't have to press it as much. And once you pick up some speed, even a light press of the accelerator makes it feel really good to drive. It's an electric car. That's right. When you tap it, it just keeps going smoothly. And right now, we're on a 70-kilometer road, so I don't think we'll be able to feel everything here. This one definitely handles the small vibrations from the road better. The reason I'm telling you this is because, honestly, one of the things I was really looking forward to when I bought the X5 was the ride comfort, since it has air suspension. I've driven it for 4 years. What disappointed you most about the X5? Maybe that's the air suspension, because it's not that dramatic. Back when I drove Land Rover and similar vehicles, I expected that softness. Many people say the same. Ah, the X5 has a bit of a bouncy type of air suspension. Along with ride comfort, you should also ensure the vehicle stays level for a smooth ride. The X5 is excellent at maintaining that level posture. That's even more crucial since keeping a level posture directly affects ride comfort. An unstable car causes rolling and pitching, making a comfortable ride impossible. No matter how smooth the car is, it'll just wobble around even more. So actually, air suspension is not only good for ride comfort and smoothness, but it's also excellent at keeping the car level. We've now entered a road like that country road from earlier. All right, now speed bumps are about to appear. Now at about 40 km/h, let's go over a speed bump, 2. The travel is a bit short on this. This spot is pretty high right now.
Yes.
Bang, bang! When we look at the last bang and the process of going over it, the front wheel drops in and then goes over, right? Yes. And it might not even be 1 or 2 seconds, but in that time, the rear wheel follows. So bang, bang, it drops. The rear wheel meets the edge and climbs up. Then it levels out and drops again, right? Yes. The falling process feels a bit shorter. This firmer damper does that.
Yes, yes, yes.
And it feels a bit softer there.
A soft feeling.
So that's why they say it's soft. This feels nice, yeah. When I pick up speed here, I can feel the accelerator's response. It just shoots out easily.
Yeah, that definitely makes a difference.
There's a difference. When you compare these two cars, make sure to check the accelerator. Also, definitely check the second row ride comfort. These two differences are pretty significant. And when you use the second row, it's not just for little kids. Kids these days are pretty big, you know. So if your kids are in middle school or older, you should also consider the sense of openness. When it comes to openness, it's true that the coupe-style Filante feels a bit more cramped.
Yes.
But,
when I sat in the second row, it reminded me of my child.
Or
I thought my child would like sitting here.
This feels a bit cramped, but since I've ridden in many coupes, it's actually not too bad.
Yes.
It really feels cramped, especially not just the side window, but here, I already have to tilt my head here, right here, that's right.
Sitting in the second row feels like you're sitting almost upright.
That's exactly how it feels, so there are a lot of coupes without a reclining function in the second row. Ah, but this one does recline.
Yes.
Oh, that's significant. Imported cars already have raised backrests, you know?
Yes, yes.
And what about cornering and so on?
Koleos Filante also seems confident.
And the handling feels a bit different. Yeah, I think the handling is intended for this Filante too. The improvement is that when we use the lane keeping assist in the car, if the lane lines come close together or another car approaches from the side, the Grand Koleos U used to react a bit nervously because it was a bit tricky.
That's right.
If you look at it in a positive way, it's like this. It's like, hey, don't fall asleep, and it gives you a tap on the head, so it startles you every now and then.
That's right.
People who disliked it would turn off that feature.
That's right. So my client said the car is really inflexible.
Inflexible?
Yes. When it comes to safety, they said, oh, Koleos is inflexible.
Ah, but when it comes to safety, you have to think about it. Even if it protects you just once, it's a huge deal. I think being inflexible can be a good thing too. But Filante has improved in that area.
There. When driving, it feels like the car responds directly to the pedal. It feels like it accelerates just as much as I want.
But this one clearly used more sound-absorbing materials.
Yes.
A car called Staria with a very high roof just passed by us.
Yes.
When did I notice it? When a car passed by, I heard noise from above the fender, but with the Filante, there was none. So I think this is basically the wheelhouse near the wheels. There's sound-absorbing material in this area, and besides that, they use things like insulators for absorption. There are also those absorbing pads, you know. These kinds of things are applied, and it seems like there's been some reinforcement around the C-pillar as well. So the Filante is definitely better than the Koleos. The Grand Koleos is really a well-made car. I think Volkswagen and vehicles like the Touareg are also really well made among mass-market cars. I think cars like the Golf are still well made over time. When I drove them, I was surprised, and the Grand Koleos gives me that same feeling. After driving it again, I found the Grand Koleos truly charming. Its fundamentals are excellent, and it's the best value for money. You can definitely feel that it's more luxurious than the Grand Koleos, and even the handling feels a bit more relaxed. It moves smoothly with solid fundamentals and maintains good control, but with a more relaxed feel. Also, when going over speed bumps, the ride quality is definitely more comfortable and luxurious. And the same goes for cabin quietness. So it really comes down to which of these differences you prefer. It would be good for you to know those differences and make your choice based on them. And the design here is definitely distinct. It's clearly different. That's quite significant. Thank you.
I tried sitting in the second row.
Honestly, there's a reason why I intentionally filmed this with you. You know, I'm just a simple guy. And also, when it comes to a woman's perspective, last time when we talked about design, you did really well. Plus, you're the one who interacts with customers, which is even more important. Since you can hear the voice of the customer, I actually wanted to share that part with you all. Now, the first thing you notice as soon as you get into the Filantro is throttle response. Throttle response.
Throttle response.
It feels a bit lighter, and you don't have to press it as far. For example, if you press the pedal in the Koleos to about 3,
Then for this one, maybe about 2.
doesn't it even feel like it's less than 2?
Yes.
But this makes the car feel much more powerful. But is this really just a 5 horsepower difference?
Yes, really, just 5 horsepower.
Does it really feel like only a 5 horsepower difference?
Exactly. I mean, on paper, in terms of specs, it's exactly 5 right now. It feels like it's a bit more than that.
You guys should try driving this. At first, when I saw the specs, Koleos with 245 horsepower. And the Plank was 250, right? You can really feel the difference, which is why I'm telling you this. I'm not usually sensitive enough to notice a 5 horsepower difference in the cars I've driven. You can really feel the difference. I do too.
When I saw the specs, I thought, I probably won't notice a difference. It'll probably feel similar. That's how I felt. But it's different.
But just because it's smooth, I don't think everyone will necessarily like it.
That's right.
Many people also just enjoy Grand Koleos' straightforward feel.
I think that's really the charm of our Koleos. It's luxurious, yet sturdy and solid.
It feels solid, and it's also affordable. Unlike the Koleos, as soon as you drive this one, the steering feels really light. That's right, relatively. This was tuned that way on purpose.
The first thing I noticed was the steering.
People used to the Grand Koleos will probably say, why is it so light? Meanwhile, domestic car drivers might say, the steering feels really nice. That's the feeling. There's some difference between the two, but as speed increases, the steering gets firmer. I'd interpret this differently. I think people, especially women, would prefer this feeling.
Yes.
And if you enjoy driving, I think you'll like Grand Koleos. Earlier, this was asphalt. It definitely has the ability to filter out those small vibrations. Try riding it. You'll see it's not a huge difference. If you pay attention, you notice a difference even here because of the road noise rising from the surface.
In regular cars?
Is the most bothersome part. And from the front, you hear the sound coming from the engine. But in the vision plant, there's no sound coming from the engine. I'm sure they both have the same noise cancellation features, but the reason this one feels quieter is probably because of these differences.
Yes, yes.
So I think we can sum it up like this. For women or people who prefer a smoother and sleeker driving feel, I think Plant would be a good fit. For men, Grand Koleos is quite attractive, isn't it? It has a bit of a sporty feel, it's sturdy, the price is affordable, and if you're looking at Grand Koleos instead of Plant, are you considering Plant? Then you can think of it this way. For example, you don't necessarily have to buy the highest end I-pin option of Plant. Right now, it's iconic. They're pretty similar, except for the ambient lighting in the middle.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
Now, for example, if you look at the Type, it's only about 230 apart from this car, right?
Then you can compare the Koleos Alpine price with the iconic Plant and the iconic Plant of the iconic Plant.
I really like this seat. Then you should go with the Plant.
I think you can come to a compromise.
And I feel a bit comfortable now, yes. Like, it's a bit soft and stuff, yes. No, I can't accept this. I really like that firm feeling, you know, like everything just clicks into place. With that feeling, Grand Koleos is just amazing.
Sitting in the second row and just quietly watching, what comes to mind is that it feels like ironing a wrinkled shirt, smoothing it out completely, and then heading out.
It's a pleasant feeling.
Yeah.
It feels like you could really relax, yeah.
It feels relaxing.
If you have a family, Plant would be appealing from that perspective. If you think about it, just because someone like the dad in the second row is enjoying it, you don't need to make that row feel firm, especially for elders. Elders would choose Plant, yes, with this feeling.
Right.
Comfort, driving elders around, yes. It's a bit more organized now. You use the second row often?
Yes.
And, well, it's not exactly a chauffeur-style car, but this car still kind of has that executive feel, right? And when it comes to a luxurious feel, the Plant is better, but in terms of openness, the Grand Koleos, which is a bit higher than the Plant, is definitely better. I have to admit that.
Yes.
Speed bump? Yes. You both just went over the speed bump in both cars, and it's really high, isn't it? Up to 35 kilometer 1-2, that's right. The rear is a bit lower, isn't it?
Yes.
It actually feels like you feel it a bit more in the front now. Yeah. The first row refers to the front wheels, and the second row to the rear wheels.
Yes.
Driving the Grand Koleos, the front wheels handle obstacles well.
Yes.
If they had watched the rear wheels more closely, actually this one is the opposite. Even at a decent speed, the pressure now, The frequency responsive damper is quite appealing.
Yes.
Then, a lot of people might be thinking this, Grand Koleos owners, yes, what if you just take out this shock absorber and install it on the Pilot? I'm not sure. If I were the owner, I think I would try it.
Yes.
This isn't an easy problem, everyone. I always say ride comfort in a car depends on three main factors, three main goals.
Yes.
Among them, the part that has the most influence is, of course, the shock absorber. So the shock absorber is the most important. And the car doesn't have any body roll, especially the Grand Koleos or this car. The stabilizer bar is strong. So it firmly controls side-to-side movement. Yeah, when it holds the sides, even if the road twists, it definitely presses down like this. And when it recovers, it's faster too. It's solid. And the spring is what quickly absorbs the shock.
Yeah.
These three things work in harmony.
Yes.
Will just replacing the shock absorber fix it? That's questionable.
Yes.
If you just change the shock absorber, it'll handle speed bumps better. Still, the Grand Koleos is an amazing car if the balance gets thrown off. That's what I'm a bit worried about. Just drive the Grand Koleos as it is. I think that's right.
Yes.
If you just bring one and look only at the balance and driving performance of the Grand Koleos might actually be better. And if you do a lot of city driving, then the Filante would be better, because it's smoother. Alright, then let me summarize. Today at the Sejong showroom, manager Kim Jin-gyong answered almost all my questions. After trying out the Filante and the Grand Koleos, I realized that just because the Filante is more expensive and considered a luxury car, it doesn't mean it's always better. The Filante has a sense of luxury. That sense of luxury seems to be based on comfort in the end.
Yes.
So it gives a more relaxed feeling. The handling is also a bit more relaxed. On the other hand, there are also a lot of people who prefer a more tense and responsive feel rather than this relaxed vibe. So it feels a bit looser, but it still drives well and maintains a firm character. The ride quality, with the newly added frequency-sensitive dampers, can definitely be felt more at low to medium speeds rather than at high speeds. It reacts sensitively, especially when going over speed bumps.
Yes, I think that's when you can really feel it.
If it drops in 3 steps, thump, 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 the transition from the second to third can feel dramatic. When you go over it at about 30 kilometers per hour, hey, if it's this good, yeah, I like this. That's right, you set it up well.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to say. The handling is good enough for women to drive as well. Other than that, it also has a sense of luxury. That doesn't necessarily mean that the Filante is better than the Grand Koleos, but the two cars look different. That's a really big deal.
Yes.
Everyone choose the look you like. Every time I see it, I want to get it. Seriously, every time I see it, I want to get it. Indoors, the seats, the ride comfort, and the coziness. This one is a bit more comfortable. So knowing this, it's about which part you all prefer more. And depending on your family situation, if you have kids and the older ones sit in the second row, I think the Grand Koleos gives you a better sense of openness. If that's not the case, if you're driving with elders or you want a bit more comfort, then the Filante would also be a good choice for you.
Yes.
After trying both cars, it was hard to say which one was better. Let's count to 3 and say which one we'd buy. But you're a Grand Koleos owner, so I'm at a disadvantage, right?
That's right.
Let's look at the exterior design first and then do an overall evaluation.
Overall evaluation?
Overall evaluation, including the interior. Selection, comprehensive selection. Okay, then on the count of 3, express the car you want in just one word. All right, first design. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Plank, Pilac 2. Ah, even women would agree with this. Really? So, does your overall evaluation include the interior space and price and everything? Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Koleos?
Actually, I'd pick the Koleos too. After trying them all.
I've grown attached to it.
No, I find Koleos very cost effective.
Yeah.
Really, it's super cost effective. You have to put super in front of it. The Koleos is incredibly good value. Looking at it like this, the Koleos...
It's good, but there's something even better.
I've ridden something better, so that's why I know this is good. Koleos is excellent, that's right.
The whole time I was driving the Koleos, I was really satisfied with the feel of the seats. It's just that the Filante is softer and better, but the Koleos is also really great. It's a fun car.
Yeah, a fun car, that's right. And it's extremely cost effective. I drove both cars today and gave you my honest opinion. And today, the Sejong showroom provided such a great environment. If you visit, make sure to look for manager Kim Jin-kyung. And I'll just say one last thing.
Yes.
You shouldn't just test drive once. Try it several times. Try it several times, and once again, I recommend that you carefully test drive both cars. Now that we've both tried out both cars, let's say goodbye together. Thank you. Thank you. See you again next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
작은 도움이 되셨다면 좋아요 부탁드리고요. 구독과 알림